how much Rufus wanted to save Monica. We were helpless and we have no idea how to save her. Turning a blind eye to her predicament, we ran away in fright. We ran until we reached the end of the tunnel, then Rufus climbed the wall towards the ceiling as I followed suit. Then when he opened the hatch, which became so difficult for him at first, so that when it opened, soil came dropping into our heads. We realized we were still within the estate, and we stood out in the woods surrounded by trees, boulders, and rocks. That was when we heard gunshots. Then we saw and watched Monica running away, limping, wounded, and bleeding. Rufus waited for the right timing to get Monica when we heard the angry voice of the mastermind instructing his men not to stop looking for Monica. It started to rain and we saw her stopped, for she was so tired and bleeding. And when she heard the mastermind shouting that she can never escape her hell, Monica tried to walk until she came behind the boulders. Rufus crept towards Monica. That she was caught by surprise, but Rufus managed to hold her mouth from screaming. He told her that we were there to help her escape. So we ran as fast as we could, and even if Monica was in pain, she was faster than we are than I thought, for she was determined to get her freedom. Until we reached a cave, and Rufus said that this place was feared by everyone, because those who come upon here got scared and had goosebumps. As he told this, I refused to enter the cave, but Monica went ahead of us, and with eyes closed, we followed her. The cave was never eerie at all, so we stayed until everyone calmed down. Everything quieted down, so Rufus got out of the cave to feel the surroundings. He then told us to move fast while there were none around. And so the running continued, and we were so worried for Monica. Her face was so haggard and her eyes expressed pain. So Rufus carried her at his back and we continued running until we reached the edge of the estate surrounded by wire fences. We stopped for a while as Rufus checked the fences, looking for a hole if any. Rufus was so jubilant when he saw a broken wire that he called us to follow him. Rufus carried Monica until we reached the far side of the fenced estate. He told us to rest and ask for help, or we'll try to look for a ride along the highway. Rufus happened to a farm where he saw a man standing by his farm fence.
He asked for his help, telling him he had with him 2 women, and the younger one was bleeding and needed to be brought to a nearest clinic. Why clinic, man? We should rush her to the hospital. What happened to her anyway?
Rufus told him, we couldn't go to a hospital because the young woman could be found by his abusive husband and her life was in danger, especially she was bleeding profusely. Could you please help us bring her to the nearest clinic of this area?
The farmer agreed with no more questions asked, as it was getting dark soon and Monica was in much pain already. The farmer brought us out of the fields with his vehicle on a haste, until we reached a busy street and parked his car to a clinic. As soon as we arrived at a clinic, Rufus told me to watch over Monica while waiting for the doctor who would attend to her soon. He told me he needed to talk to Mr. Morrison, and I thought it was Mr. Henry. He would be calling for assistance.
Will Rufus get the help they much needed from Mr. Morrison? How do you think Mr. Rain Morrison will react about the plight of Monica? Part 26 follows.